Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some Hearthstone Battlegrounds. This is the auto battler made by Blizzard in the Hearthstone client. It's kind of like Auto-Chess or other similar games. I've been playing it quite a bit on stream, but recently decided that I was going to try recording a few episodes for YouTube, see if people like it. I really enjoyed it. It reminds me of Dota, just the ranked competitiveness of it. Plus that whole feeling where when you win a game you want to play another, and when you lose a game you want to play another. Because you got to win, you know? So, I'm going to assume that you've at least heard of Dota Battlegrounds, rather than just explaining every little tiny thing. But, okay, so Bartendo, Tron, Ragnaros, or Brann is obviously Brann. Brann's one of the best heroes in the meta right now. Really, really strong. Any hero that has a passive hero power, I think, is extremely good. Because they don't kind of pigeonhole you into a certain playstyle, they just sort of do their thing. And it doesn't cost any gold. So, Brann's just kind of like an auto value hero power. Other examples of that would be like Rat King, King Mukla, but he's not in the meta right now, he was rotated out. Same thing with Maleficent Mana Storm, Curator. To some extent AFK, because her hero power is also kind of passive. Dancing Daryl. Lots of good heroes. I guess I will talk about some of the stuff that's, basics of the game, just in case you haven't heard of it ever. There are 24 heroes at all times that can be chosen from. Each player can choose between 2 or 3, depending on whether they purchased packs from the next expansion. Well, that's unfortunate. No Battlecry turn 1. Well, Brann does like Murlocs a lot because of the number of battle cries that they have. So I'm going to take this. Again, our hero power battle brand, after you play a battle cry minion, give a random friendly minion that's currently on the board +1/+1. So we want to play a lot of battle cries. The best opening would be like Vulgar Homunculus. Gives you a 3/5 guaranteed. It can affect its own minion, right? So the battle cry goes off after the minion goes out. Sorry, the hero power goes off after the minion is played. The Homunculus, Murloc Tide Hunter, Rockpool Hunter, the Alley Cat. How come you didn't play a minion? It's weird. Unusual. This, by the way, if you're curious, is an extension of Hearthstone Deck Tracker. It just shows you the minions at the tier levels, so you can hover over each tier and then see them all. It does do something I think is kind of weird. It groups like Houndmaster in with the beasts, even though it's not a beast. I feel like that's kind of technically incorrect, but also kind of correct. Like logically, yeah, it's kind of paired with beasts, but they don't have the beast tag. So shouldn't it be with the other section? You know, whatever. Anyway, it's just a reference chart. Kind of convenient. Prevents you from having to tab out.
Rough battle.
Okay. I mean, this is a battle cry. Probably one of the better minions we could buy right now. It's not a amalgam, but I don't really like the idea of risking not getting offered an amalgam. That's the kind of thing I want to see, I think. Yeah, I think that's a good enough freeze. We'll buy the Cold Light Seer and the Murk-Eye next turn. We're wasting 1 gold that I could spend refreshing looking for an amalgam, but this is two tier 2 minions, and we're on Tavern tier 2. So it's good enough. I think it's better to just be conservative and... Wow. Alright. Syndragosa. At the end of your turn, frozen minions get +1/+1, so she froze the minions in the tavern for the first couple turns, which is why those are so big. She falls off pretty hard.
Any defeat that doesn't destroy you makes you strong.
In the early game, we're wanting to put our biggest, like, highest health, highest attack minion first, so that we can try to get value trades in. You've never heard of the concept. Value trade is when you get to kill 2 things with your one minion. instead of trading equally. It's too early in the game for anything to have poisonous or, you know, anything else that we need to risk trying to play around. So you can just put your biggest stuff first. This is the guy we fought on round 1, and he didn't buy anything turn 1, so he's really behind. I've actually had a bug where you're unable to interact with the minions on turn 1, and I think he had that problem. He just quit. He just rage quit. Oh hey, a triple. That's nice. So I think we're gonna bank the triple and go for a tier 4 discover instead of a tier 1. Sorry, a tier 4 discover instead of tier 3. So the way that it works is when you triple get 3 minions, you get to discover your current tavern level plus 1. So if I turned it in this turn, right, we had the gold for it, we would be discovering from tier 3 since we were still on tier 2. Now I'm waiting 1 extra turn. We'll discover when we're on tier 3, so we get to discover tier 4. The logic is that we've got a lot of murlocs, and there are only murlocs on tier 4. Harlequin, Lookout, Toxin. There are no murlocs on tier 3. We do have 2 mechs. We could also consider possibly even delaying trying to discover tier 5. That's really greedy though. Excellent value trade. Still possibly, yeah, not enough, but I think it's too greedy. I think it's way too greedy to try to go for Tavern 5 Discover right now. So I'm just gonna do Tavern this one. It's a shame we're missing out on some of this Battlecry value, but we are Brann, so we're getting an extra +1/1 anyway. Alright, again, this is excellent, excellent Battlecry for us. It's pretty early, so Security Rover could work. This is also a pretty good Death Rattle. If we actually had like an amalgam, I'd really want the Menagerie Magician. Since we don't, I'm gonna go with the Death Rattle.
It's not the strongest, but it'll fight hard.
Generally, I find that you don't want to keep the health Murloc. You want to cycle it. There's a minimum, like there's a fixed number of minions in the pool that can be drawn from all players. If you keep it on the board, then you can't see it anymore. And you really just want to keep cycling that health buff. The amount of damage you do to an enemy hero is based on the tavern tier of the minions that are alive at the end of battle, plus your current tavern level. So it kind of pays to have big minions on the board. This guy's already kind of big, so we might actually keep him permanently. So I think maybe we do buy this, even though it's tier 1.
Looks like you can get a triple.
Oh shoot, that was a mistake. Should have played the other one first. I would have had more attack on the Murloc. Okay, so Primal Fin is a Battlecry, so we get +1/+1, and an extra minion as well that we can then cycle. Another Merc Guy gets us a pair, like that. I probably should have sold that guy. Like, I didn't know for sure that I was going to buy something. So I kind of didn't want to sell it. But had I sold it first, then the Battlecry couldn't have landed on the Metal Tooth Leaper that I just sold. So I could have an extra +1/1 on the board right now.
minions really pulled their weight.
So I need a board slot so that I can start buffing. I don't really want to give up this pair. This is a lot of stat line right now, but it's probably the most sellable unit. This is also kind of sellable, but this is worth like 6/6 in stats. So that's 12 total. This is 20 total, 18 total rather. So this is actually, I guess, technically worse.
Another satisfied.
I think you can win this thing.
Cobalt Guardian is one of the best mechs, in my opinion. It can cycle its Divine Shield. Unfortunately, we don't really have a super strong identity to our deck yet, to our build. It's still kind of flexible, but I don't know if I want to make a pivot to mechs right now. Brann really likes to go Menagerie because if he picks up the card, the minion Brann, it's extremely good. I think we're fishing for our triple on the old Murkai or finding another Primal Fin to discover it right now. At least that's what I'm thinking about. Second Amalgam's quite good also. Yeah, I think we buy that.
I like where you're going with this.
So with the Amalgam and Murlocs, we could actually have all three of these buffs. So that's +3/+3 plus our Hero Power for +4/+4. It's quite a good card, but on tier 4 we could also find the Menagerie Magician, which is just better. But sometimes you just gotta take what you're offered. I don't think it's worth a freeze though. I think we just want to try to find... We want to find the other stuff. I don't want to put this biggest attack guy first, even though normally you want to have Murkais ahead of your other Murlocs, because if this thing dies, these get weaker. But they don't hit hard enough right now to take out the primary taunt of the opponent, if he has one. So I'm just going to do it like this for now. Ah, it's unfortunate. Got good value out of that. Ouch. Got really lucky with his Ironhide hit. I take a lot of damage because of that. Okay. Need to find my triple.
Any defeat that doesn't destroy you makes you stronger.
So this gives me infinite attack on a smaller minion. This gives me infinite attack on a bigger minion. Sometimes you want to go on bigger health, other times you want to just make this thing useful. I'll go with that for now. I think we are going to take this. We're fighting the dead player and he quit really early, so I'm just going to take advantage of that. Get these things out.
It's good to get some minions in play.
I want this. I might buy that. I want that. Keep the board frozen.
Keep up the momentum.
That was a pretty good turn. Kind of pivoting now away from... I don't know. When you don't find your pair, like you don't complete the pair into a triple, it's really frustrating. You've got to make a value judgment on whether you should give up or stick with it. Can be a trap sometimes.
You're good at this.
Alright, so am I going to keep this thing or not? I think I might not. Let's put it over here instead.
Total corruption, total power.
Reinforcements requested.
Third poisonous, just to make one of the two Murkeyes poisonous, could be good. Poison's pretty big in the meta right now. People use poison a lot. This is worth paying attention to. We're playing against Nefarian next. Nefarian's hero power is at the start of next combat deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, so it purges Divine Shield. Normally you'd lead with something like Cobalt Guardian because it's got Divine Shield and it can trade it against their Divine Shield. Because we're playing Nefarian, I think we're going to rotate, alternate, like change our order slightly. So we want this thing to attack first. It'll probably die actually, but actually I think I want to put sacrificial. Let's put a sacrificial guy up front, followed by this guy. We'll put the Cobalt Guardians a little bit later. So he won't have Divine Shield in the battle. But if this thing dies, it'll spawn the Microbots, and when the Microbots spawn, then the Cobalt Guardian will gain double Divine. We'll get 2 Divine Shields. I don't think this is worth a freeze. Much better for me with Brann to discover, like,
Keep up the momentum.
get the Primal Fin, look out, and then just discover the Poison Murloc, because then we get 2 battle cries instead of 1. But you pop shield. This guy suicides into my poison, creates Microbots, cycles Divine Shields on the 2 Cobalt Guardians. And if I had left the order the way that it was before, these would have just suicided. Well, the first one would have anyway. We'll see if it's enough, I'm not really sure. My board's not feeling super strong right now. I'm not really getting any good value trades. Looks like we lose, but we're not dead, most likely. Yeah, very close.
I've got some fresh recruits for you. I like where you're going with this. A good tactical choice.
Alright, unfortunately we gotta just abandon the Murkeye. It's not gonna work. This guy pings off a Divine Shield, poison smashes into the biggest taunt, hopefully. We fought this guy 6 turns ago, so I have no idea what his board looks like at this point, but spreading out the Microbots between the 2 Cobalt Guardians spreads out our damage a little bit, but it also makes it so that if either of them fall, they will hopefully recharge the Divine Shield on the other one. We'll see. Alright, perfect placement I think on my end. So my poison will go into his big huge 37 health minion. That Hydra might cause issues with 8 attack. Hopefully... Nah, I think we're fine. I think we're totally fine. Looks like my taunt's gonna value trade most of his board. There's a good chance we pick off the Hydra with the Cobalt Guardian or the old Murkeye before it gets to attack. Ah, shoot, one of the Murlocs died, so we don't have enough attack now. Ah, whatever. Okay, well, Pudge is dead. By Pudge, I mean Patchwork. Nefarian just got a triple on tier 4, so we got a tier 5 discover. Dangerous. Alright. Any battlecry is good, but I think we need to go tier 5 now. Playing Nefarian again, so we gotta change our entire attack order again. Let's see. Fought him 2 turns ago, he had 1-2 poison, 1 taunt, 2 taunt, 4 divine shields. So against Nefarian, we need Cleave to try to ping off Divine Shields. I don't really have a lot of gold to look for it, but hopefully we get super lucky and find a Hydra. Those aren't Hydras. Alright, well, we gotta just get something. Unfortunately, this is like kind of a sleeper. Like, it's gonna take a while before this thing becomes valuable. So that's our suicide guy, just to smash into his Divine Shield Poisonous Taunt Amalgam. Not quite big enough to survive hitting the Piloted Shredder, unfortunately. I think we actually put this guy first. And then we just follow it up with these. Try to trade into stuff. His board state's probably stronger now. Also, you gotta factor in the spawn of N'Zoth. Looks like a gold spawn, so everything's actually plus 2/2, bigger than it looks. Yeah, this could just be a bad fight. I'm probably just dead. But we got top 4, which is technically a win. We're probably gonna gain MMR based on that. Nefarian's extremely strong in the late game because he just basically says, I get Divine Shield and you don't. And hopefully this guy connects here. Alright, well that's kind of okay. Okay, this guy recharges his shield. Unfortunately, this thing's gonna suicide probably. Man, didn't value traded his poison, took out my big guy. Damn it. I think I lose. There are microbots in here, and they could trade favorably into that poison. We actually win. Amazing. I felt like with the value, like the value trades he got, that I was going to lose that fight for sure. Okay, like I said, I need Cleave to counter him, and more reliable Cobalt Guardian cycle. Shield cycling. Okay, you're back over here. Poison second. Yeah, that's all. Looks good. This is the one we're going to sell if we sell anything. I do have double amalgam, so there's value in this. A lot of value. I need Cleave, though. Cleave. Find Cleave. Find Cleave. Find Cleave. This is good for cycling Divine Shield, but it's really late, and you need to buff it a lot to make it survive more than just one hit. I'm gonna skip it. Look for Cleave. Come on, give me Cleave. Jesus. Ooh. Okay, well, we're playing against a dead player. So I think rather than play this now and actually give up stats on the board, I'm just going to wait till next turn. I don't think we're probably not going to die to Daryl. It's been 6 turns. His board could be a lot stronger, but our board's a lot stronger too. Wow. I think I lose. Wow. And he was on Tavern 3, and that's tier 2, so we take 5. Okay, we're not dead. Wow. Wow. Alright, well, it's 1-on-1 now. We're in top 2. We gotta fight Nefarian, who we fought recently. We know his build. Still don't have Cleave. Okay, we got a triple on this. This does cost me Divine Shield, but it also makes them big enough that they might be able to trade into his stuff, so I think we have to go for it. Plus we can discover Foe Reaper, which is Cleave, and I need Cleave. Yeah, I think we need the Foe Reaper.
Down a minion and up a goal.
Okay, I'm gonna do this, I think. Well, this guy's not doing anything. I think I will take this.
A good tactical choice. Better hire a recruit.
Assuming we're not dead.
Safety
Alright, so I don't have time to scale the Foe Reaper. Really what I want it to do is connect with his... He's actually playing around Cleave pretty well. He only had 3 Divine Shield this time. Like he had 4 last time. Sometimes going into Nefarian fights, it's better to just play with 6 minions instead of 7 if you have a Security Rover, because then his hero power pings this, which creates a mech, which recycles a Divine Shield, so you can keep your order standard. I think what we're going to do is just do it like this. So this thing suicides into something, he trades... He's just going to murder my thing, probably. Then this thing suicides, since there's going to be board space since the Foe Reaper will be gone. This cycles the Divine Shield here. Picked up Brann, Rivendare? Yikes. If I had scaled my Foe Reaper just 1 attack, we could have picked that off. Would have been really nice. It's also running Selfless Hero, extra Divine Shields. Yikes. That's really unfortunate. So now I have no more Divine Shields for my Cobalt Guardian. There's only Poison's gone, which makes this thing possibly capable of trading away really well, assuming it doesn't just commit suicide on something. But it looks to me like we're probably going to lose just based on the fact that he has more stuff. If that attacks this, then we still lose. But it was close. It's really difficult to beat Nefarian in the late game. And I don't feel like my mid game was strong enough to get first place this match. On the cleave really late. So, anyway, so that's Battlegrounds. About 7,000 MMR. Which is pretty good. It's not top 200 anymore. Used to be, but I was gone for a week for vacation, so I'm not really ranked super highly right now. But let me know what your thoughts are down below if you want to talk about this. I like this game mode a lot, and I've played it quite a bit, so yeah. Hope you guys like this type of content. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you soon.